I believe that the fixed signs are really going to get hit pretty heavy with this nodal switch, along with Uranus, along with Saturn, because it is really implying that those energies are the ones that need the transformation. They're the ones that are getting hit the hardest.
Scorpio, you will get your ass handed to you.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not gonna go down well. Scorpio is like, this needs to go.
Yeah.
This needs to go. Like, so the whole idea of, like you said, going out kicking and screaming, because you're like, I know it's dead, but I'm holding on to the course. Like,
I'm fine where I'm at.
Yeah. Of course. It has no pulse and no heartbeat. This is Scorpio. It's fucking dead. Like, if he's not wanting to let it go, I think, but here's the beauty of it. You guys, it doesn't scare you.
Right.
It's common territory for you. Scorpio's common territory. You know what I mean? We play in these.
Yeah, just my everyday life.
Exactly. Exactly. Now that beautiful energy we just came out of, there's some people that I think it's going to hit them like a tidal wave.
Yeah, they're not going to like that shit.
Yeah, no, not at all. No, it's already too much for them, having Saturn in an air sign for the air that we just got out of, and then having to deal with all the quincunxes and squares that they'll be going through. Yeah, they're not going to like it. It's going to be tough. And the thing is, though, is that the mutable is pretty good about adapting. They do it pretty well. That's the whole thing. Mutable is the leaf in the wind. I really do truly believe that the people who get hit the hardest during these transits are the fixed signs. It's most especially Leos.
They hate that shit.
Most especially Leos. I would say Taurus and Aquarius are a close second. And then you have Scorpio. Scorpio just gets used to it. They don't like it, but they are in constant state of transformation from the moment of being embodied with Scorpio energy.
And once they're pushed over that line, Marie, they're extreme. Scorpio is extreme. Yeah. So once it's okay, all right, we over here. I might not like it, but we over here.
And they're taking down everything else with them too. But I gotta change. This whole building's going down. The building's coming. The building gonna change too. Everything's gonna change. But I believe that the fixed signs are really going to get hit pretty heavy with this nodal switch, along with Uranus, along with Saturn, because it is really implying that those energies are the ones that need the transformation. They're the ones that are getting hit the hardest. They're the ones that need to face up to a lot of the denial that they've been experiencing, covering it with efficiency. I'm just doing my job. I'm just all those things that we mentioned before. Being steadfast. Well, it's been working this whole time. Why do I need to change it now? Is gonna slap them in the face. Well, because now you have to.
Saturn and Aquarius. Oh, you think you can just do what you want, how you want, when you want, because you can? No, Saturn and Aquarius. Like you said, you can tell which signs need what type of work based on the planet that is occupying that particular sign, that house. So Saturn is like, no, you can't just do what you want, how you want, when you want, the way you want. There's consequences. Consequences.
That's very much.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Marie. We both like, go ahead. That's very much the energy of a parent.
Go.
Right.
It's very much the energy of a parent.
It's giving, get your shit together. It's giving, God damn it, you can't do this no more. We gonna call you the fuck out. I swear, if I have to do it to myself every goddamn day, then I'm giving it to the world. They have no idea. I haven't had a break from Saturn since it entered fucking my 10th house is when I first started noticing it. But it went from my 10th to the 11th to the 12th to my Saturn return in the 1st to my money house just got out of my third and now it's in my fourth doing the Saturn square. Nah, everybody getting it. I gotta learn my lessons. Y'all learning y'all's too.
I look at the planet sometimes, like Erica was saying, as people. So, Saturn is the parent. Just like, I look at it like you're supposed to kind of obey him. How is this expression going down with the Saturn and Aquarius generation who are experiencing their Saturn return right now? All the different themes that are coming up for them that, a lot of people nowadays knew about their Saturn return before they have it, and they think, oh, that gives them this, like, ultimate advantage. But
no.
I've been...
No
advantage. I'm sorry. Like,
knowing you're going to have a Saturn return does not stop your Saturn return.
No.
Yes, that's just... you could be in an airplane and the pilot lets you know the plane is going down. Does you knowing it going to stop the plane from crashing? No. So, any kind of sentiment.
Show up. All you can do
is show up
in life. With any transit. But the thing is, let's say at 35, you've already had a Saturn return. So you show up at a transit at 35 with more knowledge than you did, or hopefully more knowledge and maturity than you did when you were 6. So only thing you can do is just operate. That's why I think like Saturn ends up being your friend the more maturity you acquire. That's what I think. Or you know what I mean? But some like Uranus, for example, it's like, it could be like in your house goes out for a second. It could be anything. Uranus is like it just I don't know. It just has you experiencing things. Be like, oh wow, that was interesting. Good, bad, or neither. But I think all you can do, like you said, with these transits or with the way that transits affect your chart is the more you evolve.
Right.
The more you evolve, like the transit is gonna mean something different, or you're gonna have a different relationship with it.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna be able to learn if they change the mindset into this is gonna be hard. I'm going to fucking learn something, and whatever it is I learn is going to make something better for me. Because had I not learned it, I wouldn't know. It's just, just taking me going back to school to learn programming. It's hard. Computer science, this shit is difficult as hell. But I tell myself, I'm going to learn something. And by the time I'm done, I'll be a fucking beast.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm organizing my home, trying to create order in my home. This shit is hard because typically it kind of took care of itself. There's a lot of freedom in my home, having Aquarius in the 4th house. And as a composite chart, for me and my partner and our 3 children, our home really is a Scorpio rising home. So again, it's iterated for the Aquarius to have all this freedom. Kids kind of can go to bed when they want. We don't really we have rules that they're not supposed to do anything dangerous or be disrespectful, but for the most part, our kids can kind of express themselves as necessary. We don't really have an issue with that. But because Saturn is here, it's making the household have to reevaluate these aspects of freedom. One, because they're all getting older. Now all 3 of them have very distinct needs, wants, and criterias. And not only that, the freedom is starting to create more chaos, because that's the 2nd house of Aquarius is Pisces. So we get more chaos in the house. There's stuff being flung all over the place. There's toys not being picked up. Now it's becoming too much to manage because our careers are expanding. What we're doing is expanding. We don't have time for freedom. Look at that. We have Saturn. Our household doesn't have time to express ourselves because we're trying to accomplish too much. So like I said, I told Janét, I finally went and got those plastic containers that you could put the stickers on and use the liquid chalk to label them so it looks all home network organized, so that I can create space in my kitchen. I'm rearranging my whole house. I'm coming up with Tupperwares and bins so that I can have everything in its place, because the freedom was creating everything to be everywhere. It was literally starting to turn into a hurricane. Our 2-year-old just turned 3. Our 4-year-old's about to turn 5. Our 8-year-old's gonna turn 9. And the older they get, the more they're into shit. So we don't have time for the expression that we once had. And it's irritating. I think I don't want anyone to that's watching or listening to misconstrue the fact that when we say get on your shit, that it's supposed to be all daisies and roses and you're just supposed to be okay with it. No, it fucking hurts. It's irritating. You're frustrated. Sometimes you wake up and you just go, I don't want to do another day of this. Something else has to give. I want to. Those feelings happen. But I feel that when we're talking about embracing it and when we're talking about adapting, I don't like doing this shit every day. I don't like the first thing that I do when I wake up is to pick up the destruction that my children have done all over the house. And then that's before I can even get a cup of coffee, I'm cleaning. And then I have to sit here and study. And then I have to sit here and deal with the kids and the interruptions. So I don't like doing that shit. It's frustrating. Sometimes I just want to lay in bed. But I also realize that for every day I tell myself I don't want to address what's difficult, the harder it actually gets. Because now, if I skip tomorrow and I skip the next day, by the time I go, fine, on the third day, I'll fucking do all that shit I'm supposed to. I am actually doing second day, first day, and third day.
Yes, it's compounded.
All on the same day. You don't get any wiggle room. Saturn is constriction. There is no wiggle room for you being able to do whatever you want. There has to be some kind of guideline. And the beauty of Aquarius is that at least you get to be innovative in how you do that. Taking the good, the silver lining, and paying attention to what the silver lining is in these energies can help tremendously with changing one's mindset as to how to deal with it on an emotional level or a psychological level. You don't have to look at it like, all hell's going to break loose and there's nothing I can do. You can actually say, I'm going to try to enjoy the process because there's a purpose here.
Right.
That's so true. That's growth.
Yeah.
I love it.
Aquarius in the 4th is definitely an astrology household. It definitely is.
When it's done, y'all, look, I said, I'm already trying to make commitments to shit while Venus is retrograde. I'm all like, look, when I progress into Pisces, maybe I get a chance to escape. Y'all want to celebrate? Go to Jazz Lounge.
I want to go out. Sure, let's do it.
That's really deep, though. Okay, so wow. The North Node in that composite chart you said between, you and your and Ra. The composite chart. So the North Node is going into your 7th house, and that is in your 7th house now in that chart.
Yeah, in that chart. Yeah.
Okay, so what that would tell me is that maybe the balance, 7th house balance, was going to come. There's going to be balance there, more balance because of resources. Resources,
And the resources will come from the fact that I decided. When Jupiter was in Aquarius, which actually is my P2 Jupiter, so my progress chart has Jupiter in Aquarius, I made the decision to go back to college to finish my degree, which of course when I do and I enter this field will create more resources for our family. Yeah.
Great.
That's going to be so dope. I'm so happy for you.
That's how you use Saturn. That's how you use that hard ass energy. I'm telling you, put your foot down and just do it. Just do it.
This is how you use astrology to see how your life is going to go. You're giving perfect examples of how you can utilize this to be able to telegraph how you can get the best results out of what's going on. That's
a greater
amazing.
Understanding. I wanted to share this with you. This just happened yesterday. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. So my son was complaining about his chest. He's an Aquarius rising Virgo sun, right?
Aww.
Love him to death. 5-degree Aquarius rising. So Saturn has been in his face and he, has had to deal with turning into a kid. He's not a toddler anymore. He has responsibilities, right?
Yeah.
Well, he was complaining about his chest yesterday. He said that his heart hurt. So at first I was all like, are you okay? I checked his BPM, I'm doing my nurse thing and everything was fine. Everything seemed normal, but I still called the advice nurse just to make sure I didn't have to take him to urgent care for anything serious. But he was all like, no, I drank some water. I feel fine. He was hungry. When your stomach hurts, everything hurts. So he was hungry. You want to eat. He drank. He felt better. Nurse was like, he'll be okay. Just keep an eye on him. It was fine. But he was afraid talking to the nurse, and he was afraid about the whole hospital ordeal. Now, he didn't tell me he was afraid. He didn't even overtly express his fear. I could sense there was some apprehension, but that was it. So I pulled up his progress chart. And guess what he was having? He was having a, oh shit, why is it off the top of my head now? I just fucking, a moon in Pisces on the 9th house. The moon in Pisces on the 9th house says that he was afraid his mother was going to take him to the hospital. Where did I get all that? The moon, mother, hospital, the Pisces in the 9th house, traveling too. He was afraid that I was going to take him to the hospital. So when we were done, I asked him that. I said, were you afraid that we were going to have to go to the hospital? And he said, yes, I don't want to go. I'm okay. I wanted to bring that. I want to share that with you, especially on this show.
Wow.
I know that we talk a lot about our adult asses, of which some of us should already have our shit together. You're an adult. Some of these things we shouldn't have to tell you, but that's neither here nor there. These things can be used for your children. When I said that, the merging, that whole, when we were talking about the Taurus and the Scorpio affects the people around you, there are families being affected, children most especially, with these energies. We know that because when the whole pandemic happened, some of the people that were getting hit the most psychologically were the kids. They were being pulled out of school. They couldn't see their friends. Some of them are in abusive homes. They had no place to escape anymore. They had to be under these strict rules and regulations. And children are, a ball of freedom. It's the opposition of Leo is Aquarius. It's the other side of them that children express is Aquarius, to be able to have a lot of freedom. So I would also say that while you're looking at these energies, if you do have a family of your own and you do have children, like I said, my son didn't say he was afraid. The great tool about astrology is that it let me know that he was. And that with that moon in Pisces, it also shows that the mother learned, the 9th house, what to have sympathy and empathy for him. And compassion. Right. Instead of just brushing him off or not understanding what he was going through. This is a great tool to use for that. So yes,
I love that. Like,
don't just focus on yourself. If you got babies, they need this too.
And like you said, you can use that for everything. You're like, this person told me that they legit forgot, to do such and such and such. But something intuitively says that's bullshit. Let me look and see. Oh, they have Mercury square Neptune in their chart. They lie all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? That's how you use astrology, right? You're like, oh, like it could be anything. Exactly what you said. Like
yes.
Like or something as simple as, well, let me look and see what was happening. Like, for example, Mars is in Sagittarius right now, right? I'm Cancer Sun. So my 6th house, Sagittarius, work and service. Mars, people want to go to blows.
They want to tussle.
So what happens at work? I get lightweight chastised for not doing something that I really didn't even have to do until the deadline next week. It's not late. The deadline's next week. Meanwhile, there's a slew of things that were due December 18th that numerous people didn't do.
Wow.
Did they not? You know what I mean? Like, but Mars is in my 6th house. That's people, coming at you with the conflict and the tension. So I'm like, Mars, okay, let me just chill and wait till Mars goes into Capricorn. Mars is exalted.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
And that will put it in my seventh, which which is other people. I'm not trying to fight with other people now, but
right. But
I also work to other people.
right.
But no, I was like, well, why the fuck? Like, this is unacceptable. How is it unacceptable? I have fucking 8 days.
Right, exactly.
Why did y'all set a deadline if I'm not required to go by it?
Meanwhile,
other people, right, that they should be paying attention to. Like, y'all want to focus on me when there's other things you could be focused on. For real, though? Okay, so
Pluto
what is it really?
Pluto and Virgo in the first house.
Yeah, I always want to fuck with you.
This actually went with what we were talking about.
The merging of people in Aquarius, transhumanism.
Oh, transhumanism.
Just seeing how realistic this is and us talking about transhumanism. Just look at the almost, it looks like the robot is like becoming aware of itself in a way. And this is creepy to me, guys. Is that not creepy?
Wow.
Is that not creepy, everybody?
And then just like in the iRobot movie that Will Smith was in, soon 6 months in, they turn on everybody.
Right.
I think like that. I think I'm that person that goes, motherfuckers, they're going to take it too far, and we'll wind up having to pay for the technology that we have allowed to run amok. And why did we do it? Like, my brain has these thoughts. There's movies about this.
And it's at the same time, it is so fucking fascinating. I mean, you just have to, if you look at just what they're using to engineer these things for them to even do that. I mean, I'm going to say I am always appalled and amazed with humanity. And if that's not Aquarius for that ass is what it is. It's repulsion. And it is just utter, like, oh my God, you know what I mean?
Right, mind blow. Mercury retrograde now, right in Aquarius. But Mercury in Aquarius in general is blowing your mind.
Yeah, exactly. Like his mind just was right there, mind blown.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that the facial expression and everything, and then I think of stuff like they have the Internet of Things. They want to connect things to work with different things. And my brain always goes back to those movies where it's like, oh, what is that movie where the house takes over? It's like a Disney movie. And I'm like, well, can you imagine if, let's say, for instance, somebody cheats on you and you hack into their house and like get their toaster to kill them? Like, this is where my brain goes about the way...
Well, Aquarius is like no privacy.
Yeah.
Aquarius is knowing it all, being the know-it-all. What privacy is there in knowing everything there is, or trying to? So
thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Astro G Ladies Roundtable. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when we'll post new videos. Thanks for watching. Peace.